The 1980s in the Soviet Union gloomy, cold, and struggling with poverty. But beneath the surface, something far darker lurked. One man, a monster, Andrey Çikatilo. He spread a reign of terror, brutally murdering women and children he hunted. He would go down in history as one of the most infamous serial killers. But who was Çikatilo? And how did he manage to evade capture for so long? Let's unravel this horrifying tale together. Çikatilo's dark past began to take shape in his childhood. Born in 1936 in a rural region of Ukraine, he grew up amidst harsh economic conditions and famine. From a young age, stories he heard from his family left deep marks on his mind. Tales of children being kidnapped and eaten during times of famine haunted him. Perhaps these rumors planted the seeds of his future monstrous instincts. Çikatilo's darkness came to the surface in 1978 when he committed his first murder. His first victim was a 9-year-old girl whom he lured to a secluded area and killed brutally. But this was only the beginning. Over 12 years, he would take the lives of at least 52 people, often choosing his victims from train stations, vulnerable women and children whom he would lead into isolated areas where his savage attacks would unfold. Many of his victims were found dismembered. Çikatilo managed to evade capture for so long, partly because of the Soviet Union's complex political and social system. The idea of a serial killer was almost unthinkable at the time, as such a thing couldn't exist in a socialist paradise. Misguided investigations, wrongful arrests, and limited resources meant that Soviet authorities failed time and again to catch this monstrous killer. Innocent people were arrested, tortured, and yet the real culprit remained free. By 1990, Çikatilo's murders had become an inescapable problem for the Soviet government. The police were finally determined to solve the case. During an operation, Çikatilo's suspicious behavior caught the attention of the authorities, and he was placed under surveillance. Once enough evidence was gathered, he was finally arrested. The 12-year reign of terror was nearing its end. During his trial, Çikatilo coldly detailed his crimes. He was found guilty of 52 murders and sentenced to death in 1992. His cold, emotionless demeanor shocked the courtroom and enraged the families of the victims. In 1994, he was executed by firing squad, ending the life of one of history's most terrifying serial killers. One man, one monster, Andrey Çikatilo, left behind dozens of victims and a horrifying legacy. His crimes forced not only the Soviet justice system, but also humanity to question the dark depths of the human mind. What do you think? Is it possible to understand such a monster? Share your thoughts with us.